Recording separate or isolated video tracks is another awesome feature that's come out in version 4 of Ecamm. It means that we get clean feeds coming out from multiple cameras and feeds. So I can see in my camera switcher at the minute, we've got 2 cameras that are hooked up. It would mean that rather than the mix that I've done here and just one file coming out at the end, we'll get the mixed file, but we'll also get those individual ones. And this is a big deal if you're interviewing, because all of your interviewees will have their separate video files as well. That again, if afterwards, you don't have to be worrying in the live or in the recording about who's on camera. You could edit this afterwards and kind of cut between whose face is on camera and do a really nice job. Similar to how we do isolated audio tracks. That's the video we're going to do after this one, but let's just jump into this and show you how it works. So really following on, we're using our camera switcher. It shows up here. We're referring to these placeholders, and if you didn't see the previous video with the camera switcher, be sure to go and check that one out after this. So we're not talking about the camera source as Camlink 1, Camlink 2. We've allocated a placeholder, camera A, camera B, and then when we come into our preferences down here, and I'll pull this up over the front, we come across to the recording tab and look, record all broadcasts. We can turn this on and it will give us the option of having up to 2 cameras that we can connect here. It would be nice to see more. I'm not quite sure of the limitations, whether this is something we'll see afterwards or whether it's because of what it drains the processor, I don't know. But we get 2 options here, camera A and camera B, and the audio with it, we choose which audio we want to be recorded along with it. I can untick those if I don't want to record 2 cameras. Maybe it is just me, but I've got an interview, so I want to record those. And camera effects. At the minute over here, let's just look at this camera switcher. At the minute on my camera switcher, so camera B is the same input as camera A. All I've done is I've got into my camera effects down here and I've zoomed it in. In fact, let's make it more obvious. Let's go black and white on there. And if I were to record this, it's going to, what you see there in the switcher are the outputs that it's going to give me for the first 2. Let's turn C off for now. We only get the first 2 coming in. But we see a big difference there. Camera B is zoomed in, it's black and white. If I apply camera effects with the recording, I can record down here, and then regardless of what's going on this front camera over here, I'm just going to mess this about a bit and fiddle with it so you can see that there's a change going. And so this is our mixed one over here. This is normally this would be the file that you're seeing going out, and if I were changing this over here between these different cameras, or I'm changing different scenes around, well, let's end this one, and when we say show file at the end, you can see straight away on the preview this is the recorded file that I was playing with, and normally that would be all you'd get, but I also have a nice clean feed of camera A and camera B. So they could be separate cameras, or they can be the same cameras, but there's an effect applied to one and not the other. Just make sure that when you're looking at those preferences, you turn on apply camera effects if you want them. If it's a guest and it's an interview, you're not going to want effects typically on there, I'm assuming. So you can leave it set like this. But that's how we can now record separate tracks so that we can edit them afterwards. I love this idea. I love the idea of us having a separate camera angle, certainly when we're creating our videos, and if it's a tutorial or if it's something that you want to be able to do a down shot over here, we don't have to think about it. And remember, this isn't just for lives, this is for our recordings as well. So I could actually work through this, and I could even be doing a screen share or something on the main screen, and then I've got these 2 cameras over here as my mix. So if I wanted to record a tutorial and I'm sharing my screen and I'm talking about something on the main feed, but I know that I'm also going to get these 2 clean camera angles coming in as well, I think that is really powerful. So we then can bring that into Final Cut Pro or whatever other editing tool you use. And for us, we would put it in that, and you can have a multi-camera mixer. You grab your 2-3 cameras, drop it in, and then you can switch between them as you're going through it. No, I want to go back to the front camera. Now let's go to the side. It's a nice way to work. So what do you think to that one? Can you see a use for that? Again, it's like a lot of these features. Some of you will be going, fantastic, I've been waiting for that. Others of you are thinking, nah, I wouldn't really use it. I love that there's lots of options coming here, and we're actually meeting a lot of people's needs, a lot of different uses of how people are using Ecamm. I, for one, think this is fantastic as a way for us doing our tutorial videos. So thank you, Ecamm. So if you didn't watch that previous video about the camera switcher, go and watch that one now. Or the next video I'm going to be recording is talking about isolated audio. So that one's down there as well. So there's a couple of options for you. I'll see you in one of those videos.